Okay, we're going to Spamtopia. This is another one of my favorite episodes. Season 2, Episode 7. At ease, man. Ugh.
Tyler, you're fired.
Huh? What? You fired Tyler, you fired me too.
Oh no, this one where Tyler gets fired. Fuck. Tyler gets fired. I don't want Tyler to get fired. I love Tyler. Tyler is literally my favorite Smiling Friends character. He was the best 5th Smiling Friends member the show has ever had. And it really tanks downhill after this episode. After Tyler's absence from the series, I just don't really enjoy the show anymore, I'll be honest. So we are introduced to the concept of Spamtopia. The boss says he has to go to Spamtopia and he doesn't know any Spanish. Spamish, not Spanish. So not Spanish. Spam-ish. And he needs his little baby 18-year-old son Jason to be taken care of while Pim and the boss go to Spamtopia. This is where I need to add a little context. The boss's son Jason is the little baby that gets breastfed in the pilot, but he says he's canonically 18 years old, so that's something. And what was the other thing? Oh, that he took Pim with him to Spamtopia because Pim grew up with a Spanish pen pal who taught him Spanish. So very relevant stuff happening within this episode as Jason dies whilst Charlie and Alan argue about the events that happened at the end of Desmond's big day out, because Alan questions why Charlie and him don't hang out one-on-one often. Charlie says he has kind of been afraid of that situation since the last time they were together. Alan was biting, I think it was nibbling on Charlie's nose, but Charlie refers to it as Alan sucking on his nose. And that's up to you guys, if you remember correctly, the nom, nom, nom. If you remember that correctly, or take a look, maybe I'll put it in. I'll let you decide the wording of that, but that is the incident they argue about. And then Jason shrieks and dies. Not too much actually happens in this episode. Nothing, I keep wanting to say nothing too crazy. The only crazy part is the episode. The episode does early internet kind of humor. I don't know how else to describe it other than everyone's voice is vocoded. Everyone's voice is digitized and vocoded. Everyone looks like an MS Paint drawing that's flash animated. And then you have like the media offline exporting issues that you see on like Adobe. We also find out the boss is racist and thinks that the culture and the laws can be silly and strict. And he spits on the land and says,
"But I don't want to be here long."
Charlie tries to resuscitate. He tries to resuscitate Jason, the boss's dead son. And this part is just sad. I just have to look at this. I don't know which part's the A plot or the B plot, but I don't like the Charlie, Alan, Jason plotline. It sucks. It's sad. It's just the Spamtopia is the part I really mess with. Everyone's so crazy designed. The pacing is insane. Oh, I like when the boss says, "I." Like, that's the coolest frame of the whole episode. Coolest frame of the whole show. Oh, we got, "Did you just look into my eye?"
Did you just look into my eye?
That was bad.
I love the way the vocoder sounds. Unless that's actually someone, because that could be someone. Because I know people can do robot voices like that. And Chris O'Neill can actually do that, but they probably vocoded it. I hate this part where the giant mosquito's just sucking on Oscar is his name? Oscar's eye? Or the jester man who was revealed to be Oscar later. But yeah, the whole rule of Spamtopia is that the ruler is so insecure about his giant eyeball being his entire head that you cannot look directly into his eye. And if you do look directly into his eye, then you will be publicly executed. And so that means Pym looks at his eye as it's getting sucked by a giant mosquito. And it's gross. It's the grossest thing. And then Alan and Charlie fight and even debate if Jason's a baby. Oh yeah, we're at the public execution. For the crime of looking into my eye, you will be sentenced to death. Pym and the boss have no way of getting out of this, so the boss offers cyanide pills that are placed in his nose that he can take off kind of like a cookie jar lid.
Take the goddamn pill, Pym!
Oh yeah, I like Oscar because he has so many hats. He has a funny little jester hat, he has a crown, he has the executioner hood, and then when he finds out Pym was his childhood pen pal, he puts on a little propeller baseball cap. Or I don't think it's a propeller hat, I think it's just he puts on a little baseball cap. And it's cute. And they have a nice reunion. Pym assures Oscar he doesn't have to be self-conscious of his eyes or of his big eye because Pym also has funny looking eyes. And then Oscar publicly shames and laughs at Pym and says,
You're right. You do have a funny eye. Ah, 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 ah.
Oh, I forgot. This episode is called The Magical Red Jewel, aka Tyler Gets Fired. Because the whole point of going to Spamtopia was so that the boss could get the red magical jewel. Oh, gay kiss! Gay kiss! Yeah, this episode's going number 2 because of the gay kiss. No, it's also just really wacky. Like, I don't like this episode in a written sense. Like, on paper, this episode is, or just as a plot, this episode is okay. But the execution of it is so batshit that I love it. Like, this is what my brain looks like. So I feel so seen and represented that this is... I also love the scene where the boss is driving away. It's badass. And I think that kind of wraps up the main plot because they use the red crystal jewel or red magical jewel, whatever it's called, to revive Jason. And it was a Pym and Mr. Boss adventure. And then Jason is reborn as a beautiful butterfly and spreads magical, deadly dust. And that's the way the episode ends. Realistic Blender claymated model. I do love the use of texture in this show, of doing the 3D models. They look so cool, juxtaposed to the 2D models. I love this show. I don't know if anyone knew that, based on the fact that I keep talking about this show and why I like it so much. Oh, beautiful. Wow, beautiful. Also, I love when they put their hands up to the screen.